right, welcome back to the Cayeluhb Podcast. This is episode 6, and I'm very excited today because I'm joined with my second guest of the podcast. I'm joined by my good friend Eli. Eli is a freshman on the cross-country team, just like Connor. Eli, why don't you tell them about yourself?
I'm Eli. Hello. I'm 5'5". Some would say I'm 5'6". You know, I run a 2015 5K. How fast is that?
Sheesh.
I run a 5:45 mile. And
Animal.
My parents are divorced. I live with 2 step siblings and 1 sister. And yeah, I mean, what else can I say? I play the drums, the piano, and I sing. So yeah.
Hell yeah. All right. So, before we start, again, I'm going to start doing this in the beginning of every episode because I really should have been doing it in the beginning. So, just a quick disclaimer. Again, this podcast should not be used as, like professional advice. This should not be replaced. This should not be replacing professional help. This is my opinion. It's basically what I think about the problem. I would not take this as, the end all be all. My word is not in stone. I don't know everything. No one knows everything. So just take that into account if, for example, your question gets answered. Just because I say it doesn't mean it's 100% right. Okay, so getting into question number 1. This question comes from my good friend Keelan. And Keelan asks, how many siblings do you have, and what is it like living with them? So you want to start, Eli?
Yeah, sure. So I have 2 stepbrothers. One is in 7th grade, one is in 8th grade, and I have a sister. And I live with my sister like in both houses, and I live with my stepbrothers in one house. And I like it because before my stepmom and my mom got married, I was like almost best friends with my stepbrothers, so it's pretty dope to like live with them now. And it's chill because we can like, I'm never really bored, and I always like spend time with them. I can play sports with them, play video games, listen to music. Living with my sister, I mean, we don't really like talk much, like if it's not dinner, but like sometimes she'll come in my room and we'll just sit there and like do her own thing and stuff. But yeah, it's pretty nice.
Nice. So you've got like a friendly relationship with your siblings. That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right. Let's see. I have 1 sister. My parents are not divorced. We only have 1 house, and she's off at college right now, which is disappointing. It's funny because I think when I was in like the 7th grade and she was a freshman or something like that is when I got my first phone, and the first thing she did was change her contact name to be favorite person, and like I was like, oh, that's so stupid, like I'm gonna change that. And in like 5 years I've never gotten around to changing that. So I don't know, I think that definitely is a good notion to our relationship. She's really my best friend. She's someone that I feel that I can show my true self to, that I can really come to with anything and to talk about. And I really hate it that she's not here because she's like you said with your sister. My sister will do that too. Like we'll just randomly come into the other's room and then we'll just like talk for a few hours, and it's really nice. And sometimes we won't even like talk, we'll just hang out there and chill and do whatever. It's nice to have a relationship like that, and I think we really trust each other a lot and confide in each other a lot, and that's something that I'm really happy. That's one of my favorite relationships that I have. Yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah. So you're the oldest, right? Well, you have your sister's your twin. So
yeah. So,
what's it like being the oldest? Like I have no concept of that.
Well, it has its benefits and it has its downfalls for sure. So my stepbrother gets all the same. He's in 7th grade and he's 12 years old, or 12 or 13. I don't really know, but and he gets all the same like rules as me. So I have to put my phone away at like 9:45, 10 on school nights, and like 11, even though that's not really like doesn't really happen a lot on weekends. Like I'll just like take it. And he gets the same things as like he has to do that. But like when I was in his grade, I had to put my like phone away at an earlier time. That's kind of annoying, but like kind of understandable because it's kind of like you don't want like it to be not fair, I guess. But
right.
It's nice to be the oldest too, because I feel like, I don't know, both my brothers respect my like personal space, and I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Like being the oldest comes with a certain like I don't know. You get like time to be by yourself, but it's also
Mm-hmm.
you get like
There's also responsibility with it.
Yeah, for sure.
I can't imagine what it's like. You have 3 technically siblings, right? Because
Yeah.
2 of them are half siblings, right?
Well,
Correct me if I'm wrong.
step siblings, yeah. But,
Step siblings.
yeah.
Okay, right, because they're married. Okay.
Yeah.
What's it like being in a house with 6 people at once? Because I
Oh,
imagine
man.
that would drive me crazy.
Yeah. So, well, my house is laid out perfectly for this. Well, actually, I wouldn't say perfectly because all 3 boys, me and my 2 stepbrothers, all like share. Like we share. So they sleep in the same room. So they have one room, and then I have the like one of the largest bedrooms in the houses. I'm so lucky, and like in the house, I'm so lucky for that. And like we live in the same hallway, like on the upstairs, and then my sister lives downstairs, and then my stepmom and my mom also live downstairs. So it gets like crazy upstairs all the time, and then downstairs is always just so quiet. But like at dinner, it's crazy because everybody's just talking at the same time. But it's nice. It's like a perfect storm, man.
Like I have normally in my house it's 4, recently 3 because Rachel's at college, but normally it's 4, and it's just like
Yeah.
I can't imagine having more than one
Yeah.
person talking at once during dinner. Like that's so crazy to me. Does your family make you all sit down for dinner?
Oh yeah, I don't think there's
Yeah.
been like any night where I'm not at my house and I haven't sat down with my family for dinner. I think it's good though, and like because I don't really get to spend as much time with my like I don't spend a lot of time with my stepmom, and I feel like if I didn't have that time to sit down at the dinner table and like talk, then I wouldn't really like talk to her, like not like out of choice not to talk to her, but like I have other things to do, and it's nice to have like everybody come together at once and just kind of talk and just kind of recap the day and talk about how you're doing. But it's it's like nice to connect with the family.
Yeah, I definitely get that. Being like especially with online school recently,
Yeah, for sure.
both my parents work, so like they're very rarely home. My dad is a high school teacher, and my mom is a part-time professor at some colleges. Mom has a lot of jobs. She works at like there's an organization that basically just works on the shoreline for like arts programs, and that's how I really got into like the arts, and singing is through her. But like they're always working, and they work the same time I work. They work the same time I'm in school. So like my dad will be coming home from work, and I'll be out the door on my way to practice, and then we won't see each other again till dinner. So being able to actually sit down and have dinner all together is really nice. It sucks that Rach isn't here now, but she's actually coming home this weekend, which I'm super excited about. By the time this drops, we will be on our way up to get her, so very excited about that.
Nice.
All right, let's move on to the next question. This question comes from my good friend Sal. Again, Sal has asked a lot of questions. Thank you, Sal. I really appreciate that because, guys, I need more questions. So do me a favor. Literally any question you have, any wondering, you can email it to dbdcaleb, @gmail.com. That's dbdcaleb@gmail.com, and that email will be in the description of the video. So Sal, who is clearly a consistent listener, and thank you for that, Sal, asks, what is something that you hate about your town? What do you got, Eli?
Well, it's just I feel like everything is so spread out. You know, there's like the northern part of town where, well, there's not there. I mean, I don't know how to say that. Like, there's not really a lot of things to do. Like, you look at, I don't know. I don't know. I went to Vermont on vacation like this summer, and I would just ride my bike like downtown and just stay there like all day with me and my brother. And there was just so many things to do. You wouldn't run out of things to do. Like, we would go on hikes and stuff, but like I feel like in our town, like there's not really like much things to do besides just like walking around downtown and just like going to like Walmart or something. Like that's personally what I don't like about this
that
town.
vacation. That type of vacation sounds sick.
Yeah.
My parents are when we go on vacation, it's very family oriented. So like we do everything together.
Yeah.
But I think that would be so cool to just like be able to go hang out like, in the city and just chill there. Like that'd be so awesome.
Yeah. For sure.
For me, I'm thinking about this. The first thing I thought of is from the perspective of a runner. And the first thing I thought of was I live in the southern part. And the way our town works is basically the southern part and the northern part of the town are divided by like a really busy main road. Right where I live is sandwiched by two main roads. So it's like any time I want to run, I have to cross a main road, and I have to cross more main roads, and I have to run on main roads because I don't want to run the same place every day. And it's just from that perspective, there's a lot of traffic, there's a lot of people that drive very fast, and there's a lot of waiting at crosswalks. And that is something that I really, really am not a fan of. And to your point too, there's nothing to do in our like there's nothing exciting. I was actually laughing about this because I was thinking about this. I was talking to someone in a college group chat the other day who I'm looking at who might potentially be my roommate, depending on where I go to school and what choices I make. And he was like, like, what would you do for fun around your town? And I was like, oh, well, in middle school, we always used to hang out at the library. And he goes, what? Like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I was like, what? That's like not a normal thing? And then I realized like that's so lame. But like there is nothing here. Like there's the rec center, but there's like nothing there. There's like the major places that I spent time with my friends are the library, the pizza place on the in the center of town, their houses, my house, and the basketball courts by the police station. Like that's where I spent my time growing up here, and it's just like, wow, there's just really nothing to do around here.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like the most exciting thing that has happened in my childhood, like that has to do with like places like at or near our town, was Bounce You. I remember when Bounce You, like, do you remember that? Like when Bounce You like first opened up.
Yeah, like when
that
it
was
opened and blew up.
that was like the hot place to go, man. I remember I went to like 5 birthday parties in one year at Bounce You. Oh man, that was the talk of the town.
Do you remember when, like, out of nowhere, in like the span of 4 years, there went from being 0 to 5 to 0 frozen yogurt shops?
Oh yes. Like, what was it?
Just like out of nowhere.
Yeah. Oh man. And like I went to so many birthday parties there too. Like it was so weird. Like there's just nothing to do.
They just like, it was crazy. It was just one popped up, and then like in the span, like in a 2-mile radius, there were literally 5 frozen yogurt stores.
Exactly. Like
it was
crazy.
Ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I don't know. I've spent like I go out with my friends, and they're like, "What do you want to do?" And I'm like, "I don't know." Like the two things that we have done the most is go up to the rich part of town and drive around and just look at the houses and be like, oh my god, like holy shit, that's like such a crazy house. I would love to live there. And literally just go to the docks and chill there and talk. Like that's what we do. Like it's like it's such a, to like have the freedom of being able to have a car and be like, you can go anywhere, and then you realize the places you can go are nowhere. Like it's very disappointing. There's really nothing to do around town.
Yeah.
And just because I know what's coming, not that I have a car, not that I can drive. Thank you for your comment, Mike. Anyway.
Yeah, I have like friends in Long Island, and they'll like drive to like New York, like whenever they just have that liberty to drive to New York and just spend the day in the city. Like that'd be so nice. I love New York, man.
Imagine being able to do that, dude. Like, oh my god.
That'd be so fun. Just chill in New York for the day with your friends.
Well, I know, like, excuse me, a few of my friends that graduated this past year, they've been very safe about it, with COVID. They've just taken day trips to New York, and they'll drive up so they won't risk taking the subway. And I don't think they go in anywhere, like they eat outside and stuff. and they just walk around and experience the city and like take pictures, and it's really cool. Like, it's a really cool thing, and it's just like, damn, I wish I had the freedom to do that. Like, my parents are very strict, and they would definitely not allow me to do something like that, which I get because they're looking out for me. But
yeah.
All right, you there? Did I lose you?
No, I'm here.
Okay, just making sure. Let's move on to question number 3. This question is again from Keelan. Thank you, Keelan, for the double question. This question is, what is your relationship with your parents like? Why don't you start on this one?
Well, it's complicated because, I have 3, so...
Right. I imagine that would be difficult to manage.
Yeah, so, well, one of my parents, so my mom and my stepmom are definitely more strict than my like single mom that I live with. Mm-hmm. They'll like, I don't know, with my like, I hate like to say single mom for like lack of a better word, but like, she'll just leave like my responsibility up to me because I feel like she trusts me more, and she'll just like if I go out with my friend, she'll be like, yeah, don't do anything like dumb, or put your phone away at a reasonable time. Like, I still have to put my phone away on school nights, but like on weekends, she like gives me the liberty to do what I want. And yeah, I think that's nice. And she also lets me like cuss, and like we kind of like poke fun at each other, so it's more of like a friendly relationship with my single mom. But with my mom and my stepmom, they're definitely more strict, and I think that frustrates me sometimes. So like I'll snap at her, not my stepmom, because I think that's kind of weird, just like yelling at your stepmom.
Right.
But
edgy teen thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely snap at her sometimes because I'll be like, no, why don't you let me go hang out with my friends or whatever? And I don't know. I always feel bad after the fact, but I think we work it out, definitely. Like, she'll come up to talk to me, or like after we get in an argument, she'll like come upstairs to my room to talk to me, or like I'll go downstairs and like we'll apologize to each other, and then we'll just like have to, like it'll be fine after that. And with my stepmom, I don't really talk to her much. Like, it's kind of just like a like, hi, how are you? I'm good. How about you? Like that kind of thing. Like, I don't really like spend time with her, but yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. My parents have... I don't know. My relationship with my parents is tough because, I don't know, like I said earlier, my dad, like, works on the same hours I do. So, I don't know. They're both out of the house a lot, and it's because they're working a lot of jobs, and I get it. I don't know. I love my parents, obviously. And it might just be, I'm going through, I'm 17 years old. I'm rebelling a little bit, whatever. But I don't know. Sometimes I just feel like I'm very, very ready to leave the nest, so to say. Yeah. And I know that's a lot of the reason that I want to is because they're realizing that I'm ready to do that, and they don't want me to, and they're kind of holding me back, and they don't want me to leave. And on the other hand, I'm kind of just like trying to get out of here. Like, I enjoyed my 17 years here, but I am ready to go to college, and I am ready to honestly, I'm ready to get out of this town. This town is small. I've met a lot of great people here, but I'm ready to be gone. Like, I want to experience living on my own and living with a roommate and try that. And I don't know. I don't know. My relationship with my parents is a bit tricky, I think. Yeah. Because they're both extremely intelligent people. I mean, like I said, my dad's been a high school English teacher for 25 years. And my mom is a college professor of anatomy. So they're both very, very, very smart people. And sometimes when I want to talk to them, sometimes I avoid it because I feel like I'm being examined based on their backgrounds. And that's not a knock on them, so to say, or anything like that. But I don't know. I tend to talk to my friends more about stuff just because I feel like they'll understand it more. And the other thing is I don't want to like stress my parents out and tack another thing onto them because I know that they're already working super hard with their work. I don't want to throw another thing on them and have them have to be thinking about that.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Like I definitely love my parents, but I'm definitely ready to leave the nest.
Yeah. I mean, I that's understandable. Like I feel like
Mm-hmm.
I'd feel like I need more responsibility. I'm 14 years old, and I can only imagine what it's like for a 17-year-old. Just like you're just on the cusp of heading off to college. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
For me, I feel like my 4 years in high school were shorter than my 2 years in middle school from 7th to 8th grade. I feel like those years felt so long to me,
yeah,
and so far high school has just breezed by.
yeah. Like like seventh grade. Seventh grade was like the time of my life, man. I love seventh grade, and I like it's already crazy to think that the year is almost over. Like we're on the last like 100 of the year. That's like a running reference, you know what I'm saying? We're like
We're in the
heading toward the
last half
finish.
mile for
Yeah.
sure.
Like that's just crazy to me.
I don't know. I did not enjoy my middle school years. And a lot of that was I was figuring out a lot of stuff about myself. I was figuring out a lot of stuff about the people that I thought were my friends. I was figuring out who my friends actually were. And I don't actually feel like I've had friends, so to say, until this year. Like this year, like I've had a lot of conversations with people about this where I feel bad because everyone talks about how quarantine has negatively affected their social lives and negatively affected their mental health. I have felt so much happier since quarantine started, and I don't know if if that's a good thing, but like I've been taken out of school, which at a point was a very toxic environment for me, right? School was always very stressful for me, mostly because I put a lot of lofty expectations on myself. I've never been the easiest, not the easiest. I've never been the most skillful at socializing, so to say. That's always been something that I have struggled with showing my genuine self, and I talked about that a little bit a while ago with the idea of imposter syndrome, and about like changing the person I was depending on the people I was with, and I think everyone does that a little bit, but to me it was to an extreme. And to be home and to really examine myself, and then to be gifted out of nowhere with this with this team of guys that just literally like I love to death so much, and I'm so happy that I get to spend every day with you guys. It makes me so freaking happy that I found you guys and that I have consistent friends with you guys, and that's just I don't know if I should feel guilty about that, but I have felt probably happier than I ever have.
I feel like
maybe since like 6th grade.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people say that quarantine has been bad for them, but like I don't think that's true. Like I know it's been so much less stressful, like having to do with school, and like you've just gotten time to like just kind of be in the moment and like appreciate yourself, your family, and your friends way more like than you would have with just going to school every day, waking up at 6:30 in the morning, like going to school. I feel like it's been so much better. And for me, with the cross country track team, I feel like it's good discipline for me to go to practice every single day. Because I know in the summer I did not want to go to practice. I was not looking forward to going to practice. But like I feel like it's just been really good for me to have kind of like something to keep me like not motivated, but like determined to like be better. You understand what I'm saying? Just like something to keep me disciplined.
I definitely know what you're saying.
Like every single day to work for the team. So that's definitely been good.
Yeah, I think that's definitely one of the great things about cross country and track is that it puts a goal in front of you that the only way you're gonna get to that goal is working hard.
Yeah.
and it really requires dedication to get to. And that's I think some of the beauty of running as a sport. All right, sorry about that again, guys. We are having more technical issues, but that's okay. You might notice a little change in Eli's mic. We are really, really struggling with technical stuff today, but that's okay. Anyways, before I got cut off, I was just about to say to anyone that goes to our school and is interested in the team, please do just let me know. I will send you the Zoom link. We'd love to have anyone on the team, regardless of how fast or slow you are. We accept everybody. There's no tryouts. All we ask is that you are dedicated to the sport, and that's anyone who wants to throw, jump, run distance, or sprint. That's everybody. So please, by all means, don't be afraid to reach out and let me know. So we are going to move on to our last question, and our last question comes from my good friend Tanner, who is the Hammonasset Division cross-country champion. Shout out to my boy Tanner. Tanner asks, when does looking into your past become unhealthy or unproductive? And I think this is a really, really great question. So I'm going to start. This is something that I have looked at a lot in the last 12 months of my life. I've been doing a lot of self-reflection because I've definitely become a better person from what I was my sophomore year. I had a rough go of it. I messed up a lot of relationships with a lot of people I loved, and I hurt a lot of people I loved. And it's okay. Everybody makes mistakes. But I think something that I was doing before this year and before I really started to learn from it was, for one thing, I was wallowing and I was saying, oh, poor me, like this is my life and I did it and it's all my fault. Oh, poor me. And I didn't suck it up and say, this is part of me. I'm not going to be able to change it, but I can make myself a better person. And that's what I really started doing. That's when I really started focusing on running. That's when I started focusing on things that made me happy. And I think that made a really big positive change in my life. But I think that maybe not as much looking into your past is what makes you unhealthy or unproductive, but the manner in which you look into your past. Like, I think it's about the lens you view it. If I were to view my past from the lens of, like, oh my God, I was such a shitty person, like that would be unproductive and unhealthy for me, because I'm essentially separating myself from that past. But if I were to look at the past and say, I made mistakes, they made me who I am today, how can I learn from them? And really focusing on that aspect, and just acknowledging the fact that, you can't go back and change what you did. You can't change your life, and accepting that that's part of who you are and that's who you are. I think that's for me, how looking into your past can become healthy or unhealthy, etc. What do you think, Eli?
Well, I think it's important definitely to look back on your past self and to learn from your mistakes. But I think like what you said, staying too much in your past will get you to feel sorry for yourself and just obsess over your past mistakes. But I think it's definitely important to reflect on yourself and just take a moment to sit back and to think of what you could do better with yourself and your relationships with other people, and that can really help you grow and learn as a person, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. And I also think the way he asked this with the use of when, I find that so interesting, because I think there's a lot of merit to this idea that you can be so obsessive about your past and you can think about it so much that eventually you stop living in the present.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just something that I thought about. I know it's funny that you asked this, because I know that you were talking about doing some reflection earlier at practice today. So I would say healthy reflection is good reflection. Don't do it too much. Be mindful of how far you've come. Remember to be proud of yourself. That's to all of you. Be proud of yourself. No one else has lived through what you have lived through. You are uniquely you. You are the only person who has your experiences. Be proud of yourself. I mean, yeah, do you have any closing thoughts on that question, Eli?
Yeah, I think being proud of yourself is a big thing. Just remember that no one's perfect, and everyone makes mistakes, and looking back on yourself like can really help you learn from your mistakes, but staying in the present is also good too, because I don't know, I feel like just learning from your mistakes but not delving too deep into the past is healthy for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, well, I don't have anything else to say. Eli, if you wanna plug your socials, by all means, go ahead.
I mean, you guys,
It's your call. If you don't want to, you don't have to. Don't worry about it. I just Connor did it on the last episode, so
it's all good.
okay. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for listening to this episode of the podcast. I had a really good time. I'm very glad that you came on, Eli, even though we struggled with technology. I think we had a great conversation.
Yes, we did.
So yeah, I really appreciate you being here. Thank you guys for listening. Again, I need more questions. So dbdcaleb@gmail.com. Email me anything you want to know, even if it's like which one of your toenails is the biggest. Let me know. I'll talk about it. I will talk about it for 10 minutes. I'll talk about it for the whole damn half hour if I have to. I need more questions. So yeah, thank you to Eli for coming on. My name is Caleb, and I bid you good day. Thank you for listening, guys. Have a great day.